So what should retailers be doing given that costs are rising and consumers are feeling uncertain?
Uncertainty straight away has been sparked up by a lot of political changes and of course a lot of economical changes that follow with that. And what's interesting psychologically about the uncertainty is that we're trying to reach to things that make us very safe and secure, and that's usually childlike behavior and things that that are sort of a little bit more nostalgic in a sense. So a lot of analog behaviors, things like the vinyl music and things like that became sort of more popular, going vintage with various things and so on and so on. But then certainty from the retailers comes really in a sense of building the relationships, because if you build the trust via building the relationship, then people will be able to feel more secure with buying from you and feeling safer.
There's two things for me. Firstly, retail executives are sat there thinking, where am I going to spend my money? Is it supply chain? Is it in-store? Is it opening stores, closing stores? I mean, that's the main issue for retail at the moment in terms of the cost base is going up, national living wage, apprenticeship levy, hedging from inflation is coming out pretty much in the summer. That's going to an increase in the cost base. So how do we offer all these things that consumers want with kind of finite resources? That is the biggest challenge that retail CEOs face. So that is, in terms of what we can do for the customers and the customer experience and how that links commercially, I understand that retailers, they have a list of 20 things they want to do, for example, and they can do one or two of those things. Just prioritising and working out which one you're going to do, that's the struggle they have. And the second thing is, really ultimately, price is still king. So we talk about customer experience, that's all well and good, but price is still king and will remain king, particularly now and since the crisis. So Poundland, you go to Poundland, you go there because it's cheap price. You go there because you get shampoo for £1. You don't go there for a great customer experience. Aldi and Lidl were the same. Those businesses are flourishing. At the moment, another business in the sector are struggling with a lack of purpose or lack of identity. It's going to be a tough year from a cost perspective. So I think that retailers, if they can, need to invest in or work with tech partners that are going to, it's a buzzword, but try and make them more agile, as I mentioned earlier. You can't really do that in 1 year. It's a longer term play. But for me this year, there are so many cost factors: national living wage, apprenticeship levy, business rates, hedging, inflation, etc. That I think this year in particular, I think retailers are focusing more on their kind of core business and how they can perform well given all those adverse factors. But I do believe they have to work more with kind of tech vendors in understanding the potential for their business and what they can do going forward. But that is a longer term play.
And I think on that point, experiment, test and learn. I mean, you don't have to invest in big amounts of money to do that. There are, with tech partners, with consumers, I think, we always think about the fact that people, they don't buy brands, they join brands nowadays. So what better way than to kind of engage your customers in these new technologies to see what resonates, what works, what technologies.
Yeah, collaborate, co-create.
If you stand still and you don't do anything, I mean, I think to your point, like Amazon and co are like, they're way ahead. So you have to do something.
You can't compete with those businesses.
No.
There's a danger. You can't compete.
Exactly. So learn from them. Learn what is the right expression of these things for your own brand, for your own customers, for your own business, and at least you're laying down the foundations for when you can actually scale it up to something more substantial.